Okay, sounds good. Oh, and are you warmed up?
I am warmed up.
Okay, cool. And do you have your original sound on?
I believe, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's if it says in the upper left-hand corner, turn off original sound, then you're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. It should be the same settings as we do for a regular lesson, but sometimes I just I don't know if like we're on a new account, but whatever. So why don't we just start at the top,
Yep.
and we'll we'll have you play maybe.
Seven.
Let's go up to the Poco Piu Animato.
Sure.
So just like the first 8 bars, and then we'll talk about that much.
That sounds good.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So that last note, magnifique. I love how you just faded to nothing. That's exactly what you need to do. Because if you were playing this with piano, which hopefully one day soon you'll get an opportunity to do that, you would just kind of hand it off like chamber music,
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm less important now. Let the piano take the interlude, and then you'll come back in. That was just awesome. Um,
Is the
my
piano something interesting around there?
Yeah, yeah. There's kind of this little interlude.
Okay.
Now, you're not going to be performing this with piano in a couple weeks, but when we are, gearing up for a live recital, which hopefully we can do really within the next few months. I hope. I hope. I hope. I'll have you practice a little bit off of the piano score so that you
Okay.
can kind of know what's going on, because that will definitely inform how you play.
What's going on?
Exactly. My only two things that I heard that I would like for you to improve. One, the length of your half notes tied to the eighth notes.
Oh, it's
Busted.
almost like have I heard that before?
It's almost like you have heard
It's
that
all it's
before.
being there. Yeah.
Yeah, so during those, I've used different tricks for myself because it's always the long notes and the rests that we miscount. It's never the tricky rhythms, right? Sometimes I have to write above like 1 and 2 and 3.
Well, except for me, occasionally those 16th notes get a little funky, but
They were fine. They
all
were
right,
fine.
I'll take it.
But you just need to do literally, if you're thinking eighth note beats, dee da da dee. You got to hear what is
The,
that, five eighth note clicks.
mhm.
But it might be more helpful to think 1 and 2 and 3 ba da da. Depends on how your mind works.
Yeah,
Um,
like
let's see. So that happened both on the tide C and the tide B.
yeah.
And then the other thing really is related to the same notes. Make sure you're not hitting them and then swelling on them.
Okay.
Um,
Should I be
so just simple. You should really it'll be like a decay
okay?
usually on long notes. Usually, not always, but you never want to hit it and then swell and kind of make all of your expression on a single pitch.
Yeah.
Instead, it needs to happen over the course of many, many pitches. Make
So
sense?
the yeah, so the decay is pretty not like dramatic, but it's pretty pronounced.
Yeah, the flow of the phrase, it still has to be moving forward, right?
Okay.
It's too early
Yeah.
to do a full decay like you would do on that B that I complimented you on, the next line. right? That was to
Got it.
nothing. Here, if we go to nothing, it's going to be like, where where did the phrase go? I thought we were going somewhere.
It was
Um,
still notes on the page thing.
yeah. But really, what I don't want, and you could even, if the phrase calls for it, you could
Mhm.
even crescendo through a note. What I
Okay,
don't want is a crescendo decrescendo on a single note.
on the single note. Okay,
Make sense?
that makes a lot of sense.
Cool. Go one more time from the beginning, play that same amount, really focus on the counting,
Yeah.
and then I think just really simplify your approach to the long notes.
Okay. I always like me
Same
with.
bit. Yeah, way better on the C sharp.
Okay.
The B you kind of hacked off.
Yeah, I got worried about fitting in a breath, and then it just kind of like it all fell.
Sure. When we start worrying about the breath, that's where bad things start to happen. Don't ever worry about your breath.
Yeah.
Just don't worry about anything, right? Don't worry, be happy, um, which you do so well. But instead, turn all of your effort towards making beautiful phrases.
Uh-huh.
And where you've planned your breaths, your body will breathe.
Okay.
Won't be able to get away with not breathing.
Hopefully. You
It's
don't
called
like
nature.
the piece of music where the player faints like a couple measures in, no?
You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. Your body won't let you do that. That was great. I just want to hear that one section one more time. So you can even stop at the breath mark in bar 5.
Sure. That's after the B.
After the F sharp, the second F sharp. Yeah. Oh, and sorry, your C sharp wasn't long enough.
No.
No.
Oh wow.
One more time. So just think 1 and 2 and 3 ba da da and you've got it.
Okay.
Okay, good. Yeah, the length was a lot better. Very
Thanks, but
good.
it's swelling.
You know what? The swelling was better too. Um, Now I'm not sure if this is a connectivity issue, like internet issue, microphone issue, but it's sounding like you're coming in. Let's see, bar 4.
But got it.
It sounds like you're coming in on the 16th note a lot louder than you've been playing up to that point, and you might have to tell me if that's fiction based on what our connectivity,
I'm
or
definitely
if that
trying to
might be happening.
crescendo a little bit through the 16th notes, but I don't know. I didn't think I was overdoing it, but I would
Okay.
definitely trust you more than I would
Well,
trust me.
you know the limitations, of course, of
Of
what we're
Zoom.
doing here.
Yeah.
So it could be a correction that Zoom is making.
Okay. Yeah.
um,
Massive air quotes around the correction part, but
yeah, maybe. I don't know. Can you just start back halfway through measure 3? So that's your 4/4 measure after the 2/4. I'll start on
got
the
it.
16th note B. Yeah. Did you breathe that time though after the B?
No, because
That might be the difference because you don't need it, right?
yeah,
But I think you're usually breathing there.
yeah. I have a
Um,
breath marked in,
try
but
try it one more time with a breath there. I think what you just did was great. It
okay.
came through as just silky smooth. Um, Now I want it in kind of how it's going to be in real life when you're
Should,
actually taking that breath one more
so
time.
should I then maybe just start on that the C sharp?
If you want to, that's fine.
And I'll just start from the B. Wait, yeah. Let me. I've been breathing there, but I should probably mic it in.
Hold on, aren't you normally breathing after the B?
Oh, that's the B. Yeah, I have two. I have a different breath marked in a B right before it, which is why.
Oh yeah, I think you're breathing after the long B, and
Okay.
that's
Oh, and then you were
that's
talking about the A, because I was thinking of the measure before with the.
yeah. So measure for that A when you come in after the long
Got
B.
it.
That's the yeah. Of course, this is one of the limitations of this, right? I can't point to the
You
music
can't.
and be like right here.
Yeah.
Ah, oh well. It will help. This will help me with my verbal clarity, I'm sure, over time. So I'm pointing to my music. That's not helping you. Halfway through measure three,
Halfway. Yeah.
with
Off
a
the B.
breath halfway through
Breathing
measure
after
four.
the yeah.
That's the ticket.
That's a ticket. Okay.
That's the
I
ticket. Yeah. Generally,
Okay,
oh, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, sure. So this has been very interesting to watch, and I thought we'd try to chat with you a little bit now about what the experience has been like for you guys in trying to do music teaching and learning online,
Yeah,
and how it's been going.
sure.
Just
Oh, and do you want to go first or?
yeah. Well, on the maybe just because of the circumstances, I personally think it's been more enjoyable as it is breaking the monotony of waking up and sitting on a computer for 4 hours and practicing once a day. So it's it's pretty nice to just have it. Of course, it's better in person, but it's been pretty good. All things said.
so you think you're learning as much as you had been when you were doing it in person?
Well, the lessons. That's kind of an interesting question because I'm definitely practicing more because I have more time, which is helping. But again, the lessons have a couple more limitations. But I think overall, because I have so much more time to be practicing, I'm learning more and to have like carved out time every day for it, which is hard when I have school for X number of hours.
Yeah, so Chelsea, what's the experience been like trying to teach in this new mode?
Oh boy, there's a steep learning curve and I feel like I'm still at the bottom of the mountain. um, but I think, one of the positives of this is that this is I don't know, I feel like this type of learning and this type of teaching is probably just going to become more and more prevalent in the coming decades. So we're kind of getting ahead of it now. We're having to. So the fact that all of us are kind of learning how to do this better is a good thing. That said, yeah, I've definitely run into some roadblocks.
Yeah.
Probably the most challenging thing is that there might be technical issues on both sides, on my side and a student's side, and trying to troubleshoot those issues without without having an IT guy on either side can be really challenging. We've learned that for us, at least for brass instruments, it seems to be better if you're on a computer rather than a phone.
Mhm.
However, some students don't have access to a computer because both parents are working from home. You know, big brother's doing college work from a computer, and so all that's left is either an iPad or a phone. So some of the microphone settings are not ideal. Um, Even on a computer, of course, it's even better if you can have an external microphone, but how many students actually have an external microphone to use? And then really the single most important factor seems to be just internet strength. And I almost hate to say it, but that is even over a student's preparation, even over a student's attitude. If the internet is sketchy, if they keep coming in and out, if the sound keeps coming in and out, it's really hard to proceed. So in a couple of instances, I've actually said, okay, this lesson is just not happening. You need to record what you've been working on and send it to me, via YouTube link or whatever, and then we'll talk on the phone and discuss it. And that actually has gone okay too.
Mhm.
So
how do you? One thing I would think is that you're usually doing just one-on-one instruction in this kind of an
yes.
approach, which I assume in many ways would be better than having to try to keep the attention of multiple students on a Zoom session. What do you think about that?
Oh my gosh, I'm in that way I'm lucky. I literally do not teach any classes. I don't do any ensembles. I am literally just teaching one-on-one. And so I don't have to worry about keeping a student's attention. I have found that, some of my younger students can get a little distracted, even just in the one-on-one setting online, but everyone's done really quite well. Yeah, my band director friends, they're scrambling. Some of them are doing really interesting things though. Like group recording projects. One of the schools where I teach private lessons, they're just doing music theory for the rest of the school year for band, which, hey, these kids are going to come out knowing a lot more about music theory than they would otherwise. So that's great too, Yeah, it's tough, I think, for group settings where the one-on-one thing is manageable, maybe not ideal, because it's the number one thing I have problems with in the actual lesson setting is that I can't really tell sound quality. It's so dependent on the equipment and the internet strength and all this kind of stuff, and especially with younger students, that's the main thing we work on in lessons is sound quality. So we just hope that this period is over relatively soon so we can get back to working on sound quality.
Okay, well, thank you very much. You've been talking with Chelsea French and Owen Stein from the Music Institute of Chicago about how it gets going trying to teach things virtually. Thanks much. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.